Hello there folks, Monkey Cook here, aka your Lonely Achievement God, and I'm back at you with another From 0 to 1000 achievement hunting video. Probably two videos. I'm going to be dividing this up, I think, maybe three, I haven't really decided yet. As you can see on the screen, we're taking a look at the game Castle Renovator. Published by Ultimate Games and developed by Pyramid Games, it initially released on the 29th of November of 2022 and is currently purchasable on sale for $11.59. Of course, the regular price is $14.49, and your currency may vary depending on your region. I think it's only on sale for the launch, so it's usually a 7 or 14-day sale. I don't know exactly when it'll drop out, but it's a relatively easy completion. You can get it done in about 4 hours, so not a bad way to spend 4 hours. It's not a world-beating game that's going to change the way we view video games, but for a 4-hour completion, there's worse games out there. I enjoyed my time with it. There is more I would like done with it, but I'm not a game dev. So, there are 36 achievements for 1000 G, currently a 2-to-1 ratio, but more than likely that's going to drop. And as I said, it's going to take us about 4 hours to get the 1000 G overall. Other than that, one word of warning, the achievements are all odd. For those of you that like 5s and 0s, you're not going to like this game. I haven't had any issues with the achievements unlocking at all, but if you are worried about having odd gamer score, then you may want to pass on this, although I shouldn't say that. I want you to watch my video. 35 of the 36 achievements are 27G, and the other one is 55G to even everything out at 1000. So if you do have problems with your gamer score being uneven, then I will say I haven't had any problems with the achievements unlocking, so you can get to the nice even 1000 without problems. But if you're really worried about it, maybe stop and think before you start here. Before you start jumping into options, I recommend turning off the day-night cycle. When it gets dark, it's really hard to see and not really worth it. I do wish you could change the weather constantly, because there is a storm, and the storm is really cool. I wish I could just have it storm all the time. I'm going to turn off the vibration, and then I turn down the music as well, because it's rather generic and doesn't really add anything. Other than the day-night cycle, though, everything is basically user preference, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and back out whenever you're ready. You can press A to play and start a new game. You're going to change your settlement name. Doesn't really matter. You're going to change it later on anyway. Excuse me. If you're really interested in doing something here, go for it. Otherwise, press start. When you're ready, just one word of note, an achievement's going to pop here. So again, warning you about the odd achievements. If you're committed, go ahead and create your kingdom. And when you load in, your first achievement will pop. There it is. Took a while, but it's there. The King of My Castle achievement for launching the game for the first time. That's achievement number 1 of 36, and it gets us to 27 out of 1000 G total. The movement is a little funky here. Get used to it. Only pushing the analog fully straight walks you straight. Any deviation left or right and you move diagonally, it's a little weird compared to some of the other games like this. So it took me a little bit to get used to. You can sprint with the left trigger and jump with X. Everything else is pretty standard fare. You have your coins, your stone, your wood in the upper left. You have your objectives on the left. Those turn green when you complete them. You have your percentages down in the bottom left. If you've played any Renovator game, you pick up things until your percentages reach 100%. In this game, you'll drop a crate of materials when you do that. The crate of materials needs to go in your cart on whatever level you're at. The inventory isn't really all that important right now, so we're not going to deal with it just go ahead and walk forward, and we're going to run to the bulletin board Ray of Light, which is a tutorial indication. It's a quest board. You can grab quests off of it. So hit right trigger on the note to get the quest, and then hit A to accept it. But of course, it's never that easy. You now have to hit up on the D-pad to open your quest log. This shows the uncompleted quests by default, and then you can press Y to show any of your completed quests. That way you can, check out the names. If there is a quest where you missed something, then you can just hop right in and immediately know what the name was. But we need to use this uncompleted quest menu to start our quests, which is a little inconvenient. Go ahead and press A to start a ruined camp. And this is going to be our first quest. There are 2 chests and 4 notes on this level, so we're going to get all of them. And here's the aforementioned cart. We're going to put any crates of materials that drop while we're cleaning in the back here, and I'll cover that in more detail once we get there. Go ahead, walk forward, start cleaning up the stuff here. I'm going to be very detailed on this first level, so just stay with me. There's a sack, some hay, and a broken plank in front of us. We're going to turn to the left and see a tutorial next to a fallen pole. You can ignore it. It's just telling us that we sometimes need to pick items up and drop them in the silhouettes. The first pole is there, the second one is there, and the third one is over here on the barrels. We have a limit to 3 items we can carry in our inventory. This is a different inventory than what we pick up for the percentages, and of course the quick link inventory down at the bottom. They're all 3 separate inventories. Really easy to keep track of, right? But you have a limit of carrying 3 items, and while you can increase it, it's never really necessary, so just keep that in mind. You can carry 3 at a time. Once you get your 3 poles, just drop them in the green silhouettes. Be careful getting too close to this one. You can trigger the ladder tutorial. It's not a big deal. If you do, you can just skip it. But once you place the 3 poles, go inside, turn left, and you will find your first note on a table. Hit right trigger on it, and just hitting right trigger on a note causes it to trigger. You can read it with the right analog if you want, but you don't have to for it to be registered. You can just immediately press A to leave and back out. And then turn around, and we're going to leave here. There's going to be a pile of hay in front and a hay bale. Then we're going to have a barrel here, a couple of sacks on the ground. And then we're going to have a wheel, a sack, 2 smaller broken planks, and another sack on the ground. This barrel here contains a note, so again, hit RT, press A to leave, and it is note number 2 of 4. Walk into this tutorial to learn about chopping down trees, and we're going to deal with the radial menu. So for the radial menu, you have to hold LB, and this brings up this radial menu. Right now, we can destroy things, we can get our axe, and we can get our clean. Basically, we get a broom to clean, we get a hammer to destroy, and we get an axe to chop. For what we need right now, and I'm sorry if this, if I didn't say this, you use the left analog while holding LB to choose the radial menu, and then you can hit right trigger to confirm whatever you want. So we want an axe, so I'm holding LB, pushing the left analog to the upper left, and hit right trigger to pull out an axe. And once you have an axe out, any trees that can be chopped will have this little red circle with the red triangle pointing at the circle. Just run up, hit right trigger on the circle 3 times, the tree will fall over, and you have to hit it 1 more time to register it as being chopped. And this first tree should only drop 1 log. The rest of them will drop 3, so keep that in mind. Grab the log and wood before it rolls away. Now open the radial menu, and it usually auto starts on destroy, and that's what we need. So hit right trigger and destroy the stump. We're going to walk forward a little bit and turn left to see a tutorial and run into it. This is just about crouching. You push in the left analog to crouch, and then we're going to use that to get back here. Run forward for another one. This is our first chest. You're going to get an achievement right when you open it up. And that is the My Precious achievement, achievement number 2 for opening your first treasure chest, getting us to 54 out of 1000 G. Make sure you grab the innards of the chest before running away. The gold is very important. Crouch back out, and we're going to work our way into the small building here and just start picking up things. We have some hay, a plank, and a cloth, I believe. There's another cloth over here, a stool, a plank, a wheel, another stool, a barrel, another plank, a bucket, and a crate. And now we got our first crate of materials to drop. You can skip the tutorial, hold right trigger over the crate, and it'll double, and that means you can move it around. We're going to run out the entrance and bring it to our cart, jump up and inside the cart, and now use the D-pad left and right to turn it so it's facing this way. That gives us more room for crates in the cart. And then drop it when you're ready. That'll get you your another achievement, the On the Wagon achievement for number 3 of 36 for placing the first crate on the cart, getting us 81 G out of 1000. Turn around and jump down. We're going to grab the hay and the 2 hay bales here. That might give you another crate. Just a word of warning, some of the resource stuff is inconsistent. So you may unlock some of the resource achievements and crate achievements at different times than I do. This first crate one is for putting the first crate in, but there are achievements for getting a certain amount of wood, certain amount of stone, etc. And it's not guaranteed you're going to get them at the exact same time I do, depending on how some of these levels shake out. Even if you follow along with me exactly, there are some differences in how things are measured. You may get miss a log or two from a tree, stuff like that. So generally you should unlock achievements at the same time I do, but don't be discouraged if you don't. You may just have less or more materials than me if you unlock it early. Run back inside here. And there's 5 red pieces on the ground. Make sure you get them all. There's this little thing. I don't know what that is. We're going to grab it. There's 2 more planks and some hay over here. And now that we have everything in here, we're going to grab note number 3. Press A to back out. We're going to walk out and turn slightly to the left to get this barrel. We're going to grab the 2 planks here and the sack on the ground. Move forward. There's a plank, another wood device, and a sack. Turn to the right to get 2 more hay bales. Then on the other side of this cart is a barrel, a hay bale, and another barrel. Turn to the left, and we're going to grab 3 of these planks that are on the ground. We're going to turn around. Oh, and there is one of our resource achievements because we got 50 garbage. Sorry about that. I was going a little quickly. That is the And Now Clean Up Your Room 1 achievement, number 4 of 36 for collecting 50 total garbage. And as you can see, that gets us to 108 out of 1000 G. And as you can see, the objective for getting 50 garbage is now checked off and lit up green. Same thing with the repair the warehouse objective. I apologize, I should have covered that a little bit earlier. You'll notice there's an objective for the chests and notes. Those only disappear when both of them have been satisfied. So once we get the final chest and final note, those will no longer display. That's an easy way to determine if you're ready to finish the level. If both of those are gone, then you can leave the level. It does warn you or give you the option to stick around when you complete the mission, and you can do things afterwards. So if you notice that you still need a chest, just make sure you select stay at the end of the mission. But anyways, we have these planks. We're going to repair this fence here. So go ahead and find the 3 spots. The silhouettes are kind of hard to see on that fence. So just try to follow along with where I placed them. We're going to grab 3 more and run to this other fence over here. And then we need to run back and grab 1 more. If you do happen to grab more than 1, you can just press the B button to drop any excess. So it's not a big deal if you grab more than 1. And then we're done fixing the fence. What we're going to do now is run and go behind here to a choppable tree. So use the radial menu to get your axe out. That is holding LB using the left analog and right trigger to select, of course. When the tree falls, smash it to get 3 more logs and pick them up. And we're going to get a crate out of that, more than likely. Again, the crate spawning may be slightly different for you, depending on different factors. But generally, the crate should line up with where I am. Run back, and we're going to destroy this stump, and that should give us the cut down the big tree objective complete, as well as the repair the fence from earlier. And now we need to grab 3 of these bigger planks, and we're going to go to the right, and we're going to run straight to where that tutorial is. Just ignore it. Going up and down ladders is easy. Walk into it to go up, and then hold up, or hold down to go down. You can also use the left trigger to move faster, and you can jump off of him with X, but it doesn't really do you any good. So climb up, go to the right, and we're going to fill in these 3 holes on the walkway. Once you've done you can turn right and just run off, and we need to return and get some more of the big planks. So grab 3 more of them, turn around, and there's a ladder on the other side of the entrance that we also need to go up. Start following the path around. You're going to fill in the first 2 here and then stop. Go ahead and press B to drop your plank. And now we're going to run and jump across and follow the walkway all the way around, and you're going to get a tutorial about destroying things, which is really weird that it is out here. But go ahead and use the radial menu to get your hammer out and destroy it. Press B, and you will get a chest here, and then pick up what's inside. That's chest 2 out of 2, and right behind it is note 4 out of 4. And now you can see on the left there the chest and note objectives are gone, meaning we're done. Run back, we're going to pick up that final plank and fix the last hole, and that'll finish the mission. There we go, put it in. As you can see, we get a reward of coins, a bonus reward. I'm not entirely sure what the bonus reward is, maybe for doing everything. And then, as you can see there, our carriage, we got 50 wood from loading the materials into our carriage, and we got an extra 400 gold from doing that. And that's why we put our materials into the carriage. If you have anything remaining, if you still have a chest or a crate on the ground or a note, you can hit stay and run around. And just for completion's sake, I'm going to show you what happens when you do that. But if you don't need to go back in, you can just choose back to house and you'll reload at the hub world. Otherwise, hit stay, and now you can run around and do whatever you want. Once you're done doing whatever it is you needed to do, press pause, and you can choose back to house and then leave to go back. Very simple. Run forward to get a little bit of a tutorial here. Not really all that important. And run forward again to get a notification to press down on the D-pad. So this is kind of important and something, well, it's not really important, and it's something I didn't touch on in my first recording. You get a little talent tree, and you are required basically to put your first point in the custodian's eye, which is useful. If you've ever played any of these games, it's the little shockwave that shows you everything you need to pick up. If you go back in here, there are other things you can purchase, but honestly, it's not really worth it. All the way down here, you can, you can get upgrades to your backpack, how many items you can carry, what things you see. I think later on there's one that makes objects cheaper to buy. Honestly, none of that makes a difference. And for the most part, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm not going to come back in here and tell you to put things into certain skill points. We got the Custodian's Eye. That's all we're going to need. And in fact, buying the upgrade that changes the prices can make things more difficult for you at the end, because the math will be harder. That's entirely up to you. If you want to do that, you can still follow my steps. It's just going to take a little more processing on your end. You might want to have a calculator handy. But the way we do things, we're going to have plenty of money and materials and everything, so I don't bother with the upgrades at all. And I wanted to explain that if you want to mess around with it, feel free, but it's not really necessary. And the game doesn't remind you of it after this. We got the Custodian's Eye. That's all we really needed. Go ahead and press Y and start running around picking everything up over here. You should have 2 crates of materials drop while you're cleaning everything. There's one. There's two. So what we need to do, there's nothing else here other than some stains. So we're going to grab the crates and we need to bring them over to our warehouse over here. We only deal with the warehouse here. Now you can run around, I believe, and chop trees here. It's not worth it. There's a very easy place to grind trees out at the end of the game. And it saves you all the running around that you'd have to do by doing it here. So we're not going to worry about it. Place those two crates there, and we're going to run over to this book, and we're going to hit send. It's going to go away for like 2 missions, but we get resources for doing it, and there's nothing else we really have to do. Go ahead and use the radial menu to pull your broom out, and we have a couple of stains, 4 in total, to clean up here. To clean them up, you're going to hold right trigger on them, and then move the right analog up and down. And I like to do left and right a bit too, just because. And then finally, we have a couple more things to destroy. So destroy the cart, destroy the bench, and destroy the house. There you go, everything's done. You can run to the bulletin board and get your next quest. It is the Your Kingdom Needs You. Go ahead and open it with up on the D-pad and press A to start it. There are no chests in here, but there are 3 notes. We're going to turn to the left and pick up the 3 planks next to us, and we're going to place them anywhere on our trebuchet here. It doesn't matter which way. Go ahead and turn around and run behind your cart to get a plank of wood, and then run over here. And we're going to grab these 2 and also place them on our trebuchet. Real quick, we're going to hit the radial menu and choose torch. This lights a torch, and we need to light this torch here, and there's one more on the other side, so go ahead and do that. Once you have the 2 lit, you are done, so press B to get rid of your torch, go up the stairs, and go inside. Run around and grab everything on the ground here. And once you have everything grabbed, I'm going to grab our crate and bring it over. Run forward to this kind of shelving unit and you'll see 2 notes. Go ahead and read both of them. That's note 1 and 2. Hold our trigger or right trigger on this tool here to pick it up and bring it over to the toolbox there. Turn to the left, go past the wood there, and you'll find a 3rd note on top of these crates. That is all 3 notes, and the note objective thing should disappear. You can grab the tool right below the note and bring it to the toolbox, and then there's a hammer on the barrels over here that also needs to go back to the toolbox, so go ahead and grab it. We're going to bring out the cleaning broom, and there are 2 stains in here, so go ahead and clean them up. And then open up the doors here, and you can just finish off the level by grabbing the wood and bringing it out to the trebuchet. Again, this will finish the level, so if there are any crates or notes you still need, go ahead and do so before you place this last block, but otherwise, you can place the last block, you'll get your rewards, you'll get an achievement, the Werewolf achievement, which is for achievement number 6 for completing the Your Kingdom Needs You level, getting us to 162 out of 1,000. Again, you can stay if there's anything you need to do, but we're going to head back to the house. We're going to run to the bulletin board, and we're going to get another new quest here. So again, grab it off the quest board, then up on the D-pad and hit A to start build a small house. There are 2 chests here, and we're going to grab them right away. First things first, just run straight ahead, jump over the fence, and keep jumping over the fences to eventually come to a lake. On the left side, you'll see the first chest. So go ahead and open it and grab what's inside. And now we're going to run back to where we came from. When we get back to where we came from, go to the other side of the road and you'll see another little fenced-in area. Jump in, and we're going to run towards the trees back here. And slightly left, and you'll see a small building over here. A very small building. And there is a chest underneath. Go ahead and grab the coins, and those are the 2 chests, and we can return back to actually finishing the level. Now this is a kind of a precursor for what we're going to be doing throughout the rest of the game, where we're going to be building and eventually renting out houses. So kind of get a feel for this right now, because we're going to be doing it a lot later on. We have to build and rent out 30 houses later on in quick succession. It takes an hour to an hour and a half to do that, so you're going to want to get quick at building houses. What we're going to do is we need to follow the prompts at the bottom of the screen. So we're going to be placing foundation, walls, all that fun stuff. So go ahead and select slot 1 there and press A to have the foundation. Press right trigger to drop one there, and you're going to drop another one back behind here, and a 4th one to make a square. Press B to get rid of that, and now you're going to use right on the D-pad to select slot 2 in your inventory, and select the wall, and you're going to start placing those where the game wants you to, around the outside. Press B to get rid of that, hit right on the D-pad to select the door wall, and place that right there, and press B to get rid of it. Hit right on the D-pad to select the window wall, press A, and start placing those in the 3 slots at once. Switch to your roof tile, and you're going to place the roof tiles up above you, just the way it wants you to there. It can be a little finicky to get the roof tiles where you want them, but try to make sure they line up like this, so that I don't know that it really matters, but it looks prettier. You might be able to just slam them up there in any orientation and be okay, but we'll deal with that more later. Go ahead and switch to the next inventory slot. Excuse me, I bumped my mic. And we're going to place 3 windows around in the window slots. And now press B, and we're going to select a door and place it in front. With that done, we now have to alter everything so that it's filled in, basically. Hold the left bumper, you're going to choose Alter, and then hit right trigger, but don't release left bumper. Because now you need to choose what you're going to alter with. And we're always going to use wood, we're never going to use anything else. So always choose wood when you alter, right trigger to choose wood, and now you can go to town hammering everything, every surface once so that it changes, so that it's filled in like magic. And with that done, technically the house is ready to rent out, but we do need to place furniture, and again I'll detail this later when we do start building for rent. Go inside, and we're going to buy the cheapest items we can. So hit right bumper to bring up your store, and then you can right trigger. Right now we only have access to 2 tabs, but you can see bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, garden, miscellaneous, and buildings. For now, we're just going to stick on bedrooms, and you can see we're highlighting the text that's red. So we need to buy a cheap bed, so hit A on bed, and go to the 3rd one in the first row. That's the cheapest one we have right now. Go ahead and grab it, and then you'll see the silhouette pop up. You can move it with the right analog, and press right trigger to drop it in the silhouette. Then press B to get rid of it. Open up your shop tab again with right bumper. Press B to leave the bed page. Press down on the left analog to get to closets. And we're going to buy the 50 coin one. And no need to readjust it. Just drop it where that green closet silhouette is. Press B. Press RB. Press B again. Press down twice on the left analog to get to shelvings. And the cheapest shelving we have is 100 So go ahead and grab one and drop it there. That'll finish the mission. If you have any chests you need to still get, feel free to stay and go get them, but we had nothing else to really worry about, so head back to the house. When we get back, it is for some reason dark out. Pretty sure I disabled the day-night cycle, but that's interesting. Okay, this is going to make this a little more difficult. We have to build a house here. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I apologize for this, because this is going to be hard to see. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Okay, and we fixed it. Sorry about that. I don't want everything to be in the dark because it's really hard to see. So what we're going to do first is we're going to set up our inventory, our quick inventory, because this is the hub world. We're going to be building 30 houses, and having the correct materials in our quick inventory in the right order will make this significantly faster when we have to grind them out. So what we're going to be doing, and follow along with me exactly, open up the right bumper. And we're going to right trigger over to buildings and hit A on houses to open this menu. We're going to use the right analog, or I'm sorry, the D-pad, right and left on the D-pad, my apologies, to highlight the first slot in your quick inventory. And now use the left analog to select this first 25 coin foundation and floor and hit Y, and you'll notice that adds it to your inventory. Press right on the D-pad to select the second inventory slot. Now use the left analog to go down and select the 50 coin door wall and hit Y on that to add it to your quick inventory in slot 2. Press right on the D-pad to select slot 3, and then we're going to use the left analog and move left to hover over the full wall that is 50 coins and press Y to add that to slot 3. Press right on the D-pad to select slot 4 and use the left analog to select this slanted 50 coin roof and press Y to add it into slot 4. Press right on the D-pad to select slot 5, then use the left analog to go down, and we're going to select this 100 coin roof, grayish roof here. Press Y to add it to the 5th slot. Now hit right on the D-pad to select the 6th slot, and go down to this very first door and press Y on it to add it to the 6th slot. And that's all we need to do. Having these items in this order will make this significantly faster when we have to grind everything out later, and you'll be able to watch me do that as we go through together. So what we need to do first is select the first slot in your inventory with the D-pad, press A so that you're laying foundation, and we're just going to place the blocks here. So in a 2x2 grid, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, make sure they snap together. If they don't, you may have to destroy and retry again. Once you have them lined up like that, choose the door wall in your slot 2 of your quick inventory. Press A to bring it up and place it on the front here. Press B to get rid of that. Use right on the D-pad to select slot 3 and press A, and we're going to now place this wall all the way around the outside. Who needs windows? No one in my kingdom does. Press B to get rid of that. Right on the D-pad to select the slanted roof, and we're just going to place them up top. Again, I don't think it really matters what the orientation is, but to make it look nice, I try to have them line up like that. Once you have all 4 of them placed, right on the D-pad to the door, and we're going to place the door in. Press B to get rid of that, and now we need to alter everything. So left bumper, alter, right trigger, wood, right trigger, go to town, smashing everything so that it gets filled in. If only things could be built this quickly. Once everything is done, you're complete and can walk out. There is now 2 more quests on the bulletin board, so grab both of them and press up on your D-pad, and we are going to do the time for a cleanup quest. So hit A on it to start it. Press Y and just run around and grab all the items outside. You don't really need to press Y. The objects are pretty obvious here. Switch to a broom so you can clean up here. And then switch to an axe. And you're going to run to this corner of the house here and chop down this tree, then chop it again. Go ahead and grab the wood and destroy the stump. Then run back to the front of the house, and we're going to switch to the axe again, and there's 2 more trees over here to cut down. Do be careful, especially on this, area. There is a chance that the wood can kind of fall to the other side of the fence, so just be cautious of that. If you do have any crates drop, bring them over to the cart and drop them in, and then destroy the stump that you left behind. And there's 1 more tree over here, so we're going to go ahead and take care of it. Again, make sure you grab all of the wood. Other than that first tutorial tree, I'm pretty sure every tree gives you 3 logs. So, with that done, that's everything we need to do outside. So we're going to run in to the door over here and just start grabbing everything down here. If the Y wears off, feel free to just spam it. There's no reason not to. It helps you see everything. Grab the crate and we'll drop it off. Again, you might have crates spawning at different times than I do, depending on, you know, how well you've kept up with exactly what I've did, or if some of the trees are giving you different logs or you missed some. Go ahead and clean the 1 stain on the wall here, and then press B and switch to destroy, and walk up the steps and destroy this crate that's blocking your way. There's a stool to destroy here, and there's a table and chairs that you can destroy, and I think that's it. Everything else is a stain or can be picked up. So go ahead and start picking things up, and again, whenever you have a crate, run it back to the cart. The good news is, as you've noticed, once you get 1 crate into the cart, the others will like snap to it. Makes it really easy to get your crates in there after the first one. Once you get everything cleaned up or picked up, there are 2 stains to clean, so go ahead and grab those. I do want to say there is a chance you don't have to do stains to finish a level, but I haven't really experimented with it. There's 1 level when I recorded this that I actually finished with 9 out of 10 stains done, and I'm not entirely sure if that was just a glitch on that 1 level or it's possible on every level. In fact, maybe we'll test it here. But we're going to grab our last crate here and run it down before we finish. And why don't we test it? We're just going to leave that last stain and see if we can finish the level. So all we need to do now is buy a bed and a closet and drop it off. So open up your inventory, and again, just buy the cheapest that you can. Actually, I just realized there's a 50 coin bed that I haven't been buying, so maybe we should be buying that instead. Go ahead and go to closets, and we're going to buy that. And there you go, mission complete, even though we didn't finish the stain. So yeah, I'm not really sure what that means as far as could you just avoid the stains altogether and still finish a mission. I guess it's probably not going to save you all that much time, but and I don't think I'm going to investigate it. I'm just going to finish my walkthrough here, and if someone else wants to look into that, feel free. But we're going to just continue on. Again, make sure you have all your crates and everything before you go back to your house. And whenever you're ready, go back. Otherwise, you can stay and mess around until you need to go back. And you'll get an achievement here. That's a lot of wood too. Achievement number 7 of 36 for collecting 250 wood. That gets us to 189 out of 1000 G total. And now when we load back in, we're going to start up one of the most annoying levels in the game, I Captain. There are 4 chests and 1 note on this level. 2 of the chests are on this little island we spawn on. The other 2 chests and the 1 note are on the ship. And the reason this level is annoying is because the boat that acts as our cart on this level is down on the dock. So every time we drop a material in the house, we have to go all the way down to the dock and drop it in the boat. And same thing when it happens on the ship. We have to grab the crate, run all the way down the dock to the boat. It's very annoying. So grab your LB radial menu and choose destroy. We're going to have a stump here and another one there, and keep walking around the house to find your first chest. Go ahead and open it and grab what's inside. And we're going to walk all the way around the house, and we're going to find 3 more stumps to destroy. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and press B once you're done, and grab the planks that are on the window here. And go ahead and open up the door and run inside. Grab everything you can off the ground. Should get a crate pretty quick here. There's our first one. Kind of fell into the ground there. To save time, I recommend just jumping right off. And we did get an achievement there. Let me quick grab what it was. And now clean up your room 2, which is for collecting 150 garbage. I actually had this unlocking a little bit later in the level with my walkthrough, so this might pop at a different time for you. That is achievement number 8 of 36 for 216 G total for, of course, collecting 150 garbage. Climb up the ladder from the cart. And there's a pile of wood here. Head up the stairs to get a barrel. Head up the stairs again. And there's a wooden thing, a little rope, and another barrel. And then you can head all the way up. I actually just hop onto the land from that ledge because it's faster. And we'll go back inside and continue cleaning up everything. Despite our experiments, I am going to keep working on cleaning up stains. Because I don't want to risk... let's not do any of them and then we won't pass the mission. I think you need like an 80% complete rate, and maybe that's why the stains, you can miss one of them, but as it stands, we're going to keep getting all of them just for completion's sake. So clean both stains, and in this back room we have our first repairable object. Hit the left bumper to bring up the radial menu, and then choose repair and hit right trigger to give yourself a little hammer, and hit right trigger on the item to repair. For most of these items, you're going to place either legs or the stand that the table sits on. Just hit right trigger to add those, and now the annoying part, you're going to have to hit right trigger on each nail twice. And depending on your controller's sensitivity, it can be a little annoying to try to line up the cursor on the nails, so just do your best. And when you do that, you'll get an achievement. I have a chair, which is number 9 of 36 for repairing your first furniture. That gets us to 243 total, and you can just place the chair on the ground. Go ahead and go up the stairs, and right away destroy this object in front of you. And then you can just keep that door open. Sorry about that. Destroy this upturned table, and now grab the books that are sprawled across the ground. We're going to get a crate out of that, so we'll go and bring it down. Unfortunately, again, this is why this level is so annoying. Once you get back up here, you can take down the planks blocking the walkway, and then grab the ones on the window just so you don't miss them. There are a bunch of destroyable objects in here, so get out your hammer and wail away on them. And then there's, of course, a stain right there. So go ahead and clean that up. I always like to do a quick Y check just to make sure I got everything. Go ahead and go up the next landing. And again, get out your hammer to destroy a few things. There's a couple of objects to repair and a stain. We're going to go ahead and take care of the stain. And then we're going to go through this door, and on the left is going to be a chest. Go ahead and grab the coins. That's chest number 2. Go out on the other balcony, and on your right are some keys on the table. Get out your hammer and destroy the 2 chairs. Destroying stuff gives you materials, so I recommend we destroy everything, just so you won't have to worry about materials at the end. And now we're going to repair the 2 chairs. Again, right trigger to get the legs in, and then focus on the nails. And then you can place the chairs when you're done with them. Okay, go up the stairs. Everything up here is able to be grabbed, so go ahead and grab all of it. Probably going to get a crate or 2 that spawns up here, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll just be one, because dragging more than one back from the attic is annoying. Once you have everything, again, everything up there is grabbable, so just grab the crate and run down, and we're done with this house, and we can move on to the boat next. The boat is quite annoying, so I am going to be a little more in-depth as we go through the boat. Just an FYI. Climb up, go to the right, ignore the stuff on the deck, and just go up the stairs here. We're going to grab everything that's up on top of the deck, and there's going to be a stain up here as well. So go ahead and clean it up. We're going to go back down the steps, and we're going to grab the items we missed when we jumped up here. And again, whenever you get a crate, bring it back to the boat. It would be nice if the boat kind of followed you. I know that'd be kind of weird, but... Or you had 2 of them or something. Like, I don't care if it's not realistic, if it's convenient for me. We're going to work on getting all the items here. So again, use the Y button relentlessly so that you don't miss anything. Up here, you're going to find your first rats. These guys just kind of go in a circle. It can be kind of difficult to get them. They can be a little bit annoying, but do your best. And then you'll see 2 holes in the deck and 2 pieces of wood to place inside to fix it. Turn around and go to your right, and you're going to see 1 piece of garbage on the ground there, and then 2 more planks to fill in 2 more holes in the deck. Keep going to find 2 more planks and 2 more holes in the deck. Then go around the pillar here to find a couple of items to pick up on top of a stain. With that done, we're going to grab the planks on the left here and fix the side of the ship. And then turn to our right and grab this item here. And that gives us a crate, so we're going to bring it back. Head back over this direction. And we're going to ignore the 2 things on the ground there. We're going to grab this crate and go past it through the door here. On the table here is a note, which is note number 1 and the only one on this level. And then we're going to clean up the stain on the ground. Press B to get rid of the broom. Go outside, take a left, and you're going to see your third chest. Kind of stuck on the wall there. Grab what's inside, turn around, go to the other side, and pick up the two pieces of wood here. One of them can fix the deck, and that'll finish the repair the deck objective. Run back outside. We're going to grab the other two pieces of wood on the ground here, and we're going to go up the ladder, or you can go up the stairs if you want to get up to the upper level here where the helm is. Interact with two of the blue silhouettes to place two of them, then turn around and drop the other wood into the wall here. Then go back to the helm, and you can grab the other three pieces of it and place them next to it. That fixes the helm, or the rudder is the objective. Grab the two items and clean the stain on the ground. Then go up the ladder. That door doesn't contain anything worth worrying about, to get your fourth and final chest, and of course the chest and note objective will disappear. Drop down one level, drop down a second, drop down a third, and we're going to go and get all 5 rats over here. When you get the 5th one, you're going to get an achievement, the the rat catcher achievement, number 10 of 36 for catching 5 rats. That'll get us to 270 G total. And once we get all of them, that'll complete the rat objective. And somehow we got a crate out of that. I'm not sure how we got money, stone, or wood from catching rats, but we did. Maybe people pay a pretty penny for rats from a pirate ship. I don't know. Okay. When you get down here, turn to the right. We're going to just work on grabbing all of the pick-upable items. There's one over there, and then there's a couple more over here. Go ahead and grab everything that you can pick up that isn't to repair the side of the boat. Once you do that, we're going to get the 2 stains that are on the ground. As I said, you may be able to ignore these, but for completion's sake, I'm going to take them with me. Then grab the 2 planks here, use one on the wall there. We're going to run over here and grab the final 2 planks and put them in the side of the boat to finish the quest. Again, run around, return crates, open chests, grab notes. Whenever you're ready, you can either place the last piece, or you can place it in and stay and get all those other things done if you still need them. However you do, finish the level to get another achievement, the All Aboard achievement, which is number 11 of 36 for completing this level, and you get 297 gamer score in total. We're going to go back to the house, and we're about halfway through the levels here. Real quick, just making sure we're at 11 for 297. We're going to run forward now. We got 2 more bulletin board pages. Build a new house. We'll grab that. And a good lesson. Now, build a new house is going to be different for you than it is for me. So we're going to go and do that now. Go ahead and hit A on build a new house. And you may unlock an achievement here. Okay, we didn't quite yet. It's also nighttime again, so give me a second to fix that. And of course, when I fixed that, the achievement popped. So while I was working on fixing that, the achievement popped. I do apologize for that. The That's a Lot of Wood 3 achievement for collecting 400 wood popped. That is achievement number 12. Gets us to 324 G. Again, I'll come back when I fix the day-night cycle. Okay, it's not completely fixed, but it's good enough. This is another level. Be careful when you axe the trees, because the wood that falls can drop over the fences. As you see, one did there. We're going to run around and knock down all 3 of the trees first while we have the axe out. go ahead and grab, now that you have all 3 trees knocked over, go ahead and grab all of the materials. How did one get all the way over there? That makes no sense. Unfortunately, one may have fallen too far out of our reach. That happens. It's not that big of a deal. We have plenty of wood. Whatever crates drop can just be dropped into the cart. We don't have a whole lot of stuff to get on this level, so it's not really worth reorienting. And once you have everything else picked up, get out your hammer and smash everything that's left. With that done, we're ready to build our house. And actually, I apologize. This is not the quest I was thinking of. This one's rather simple, but we're going to build a 3x5 foundation here. So go ahead into your RB shop inventory, right trigger over to buildings, press A, and we're going to select the 25 coin foundation. Press A. Readjust it so it's facing generally the same direction you are. Back up a little bit. Try to give it like a full distance from the cart, and then start laying down foundation. Exactly like I am here. Now, I know when you get the loading screen, it shows like a 2-step entry and then the house after, and I'm not going to bother with that. We're going to just make it nice and even. Press right bumper. This time we're going to select the door wall and just place it on the front here. Now select the other full wall, and we're going to make go around placing the full walls all around the outside. I apologize, there's 2 levels in this that are very similar, and I confused them when I told you that this would be different for you. It's not going to be. Go ahead and hit the right bumper and select the slanted roof, and this is how we need the roof to appear, like this. So that the flat big edge is in the center, and we're going to do the same thing on this right side. Then hit the right bumper, and we need to scroll down and select this third of the gray roofs. And we're going to put the this one right in the center here. And this roof tile supports itself in the center, which is why we choose that. There might be others that work, but I've been using this one and it's worked fine for me. With that done, go back in and select a door and place it there. And now we just need to alter everything. So go ahead and hit left bumper, select alter, and select wood, and go to town. Just hit right trigger on everything to fill out the blocks. And you're done. There's not really much here, but make sure you take care of any crates that may have dropped. So you can say if there are any crates you left behind. Otherwise, head back to the house. And now hit up on the D-pad, and we're going to start a good lesson. And in this one, all we need to do is destroy stuff. There are 2 chests along the way, but this is rather quick. LB and select destroy right off the bat. We're going to hit planter, bench, planter, go across the way, hit planter, bench, planter, turn around, run straight ahead, and planter, bench, planter, take a left, hit planter, bench, planter, turn around. There's a bench to the left, hit both pieces of the fountain, and then another bench. Turn left to get this long planter, and then there's 3 more long planters over here. Turn right and get the planter, the bench, the table, and the planter. Further down the road, you'll get another planter, bench, and planter, and then turn left to get a planter, a bench, and a planter. That gets us to 30 out of 100, and we're going to go into the house over here. There's 2 items to destroy on the bottom floor, and there's 7 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Press B once you have 39 out of 100 damaged. Go out on the balcony, take a left, and you will find the first chest. Go ahead and grab what's inside, and then you can just jump down, turn right, and we're going to go past the big house for now. And there's going to be another house back here that we're going to go inside and destroy things. This one's a bit more complicated because there are some items that are on top of other items. And as you can see, when you hit them, they fall to the floor and can scatter. So I do recommend trying to get the items that are on top before you destroy the items that are sitting on. Some of these games have problems with the items glitching through the floor if their table goes away. So just be aware of that. There are extra items on this level to destroy should an item or two glitch. But try your best to hit the items on the table or surface before hitting the items they're sitting on. Go upstairs, more items to destroy. This candle is very easy to avoid, so just don't avoid it. It's very easy to miss, I suppose, is the right word. And we should be at, let me just double check, 64 out of 100 when we're done with this house. Again, there are extra items, so if you are down 1 or 2, don't worry about it. Go straight towards the shed to get a feeding trough. Then go beyond that shed to this building, go up the stairs, go inside, and there are 3 items to destroy in here. Drop down and destroy this thing that's in front of you, then take a left to find 2 carts that can be destroyed and an overhang that can. Now we need to run to the big house, so press B to remove your hammer. When you enter the gate, go left, follow it around to find a little staircase and a door, and chest number 2. Grab the gold from inside, and then we run back to the gate entry, and go the opposite way to get to a porch with 4 plants we can destroy. Get out your hammer, and smash away. Go inside the house, and we're going to have a ton of items to destroy here. The bench, the candles. Just work your way around. There is a shelf in the corner here that has 5 items on top. So again, get the items on top before you hit the shelf. There's a couple of items on the floor and one on the stove over here, or whatever it may have been called then. You should be at 94, so go up the stairs and just start wrecking everything. And again, there's more items further up the stairs if you need them, but otherwise we're done. As long as you got your crates, go ahead and head back to the house. If you do need the chests. If you still need any of the chests, you can stay and take care of them. Otherwise, we're good to go back. Run forward and grab a quest off of the bulletin board, and this is the one that is going to be different for you. So accept the quest, go in, and we'll take care of this, and this might be the last thing we do in this session. We'll see. We might do a little bit more. Anyways, we're going to be building a house and renting it. Now, this is very important. First thing you should do is hit the select button. This brings up the 3 possible tenants you can build a house for. On these cards, you see a name, a job, and an age. Those are irrelevant. There's also a payment and damage. For us, these are irrelevant. If you're looking to play the game more, these are important to pay attention to for how much rent the person's going to pay and how much they're going to damage their house. But for the purposes of this walkthrough, you don't really need to worry about those. Below that are regular requirements. Is the house livable? Does the house, or what is the size of the house, which 4 blocks is a 2x2 square, and how much does the house cost? Again, a little weird because you have a minimum cost that before someone will rent from you, so it has to have 2,100 coins worth, in the house for someone to be willing to rent it if we're renting it to Calmere there at the end. The other two need 1900 coins worth. And then below that are additional requirements. So these are the furnishings that we have to put in: the beds, the closets, yada yada yada. The reason I have you open this menu right away is because these are always different. And there's no guarantee you're going to get a house that's only a 4-area house. You might get a house that requires 6-area or 9-area. I doubt you're going to go any higher than that. More than likely it's going to be 4 and 6. So I'm going to just go over quickly what I would do for those other types of houses. So generally, and you already saw this in the 15-area house, it's going to be very similar to that. So for a 4-block house, we're going to just do a 2x2 square. So 1, 2, 3, 4. For a 6-area house, we're going to do 3 length and 2 width. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you saw how I did the 15-block house. We do the same thing for a 9-area, except we do 3x3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the roofs would be the same way we did the other house. You will more than likely not have to do more than a 6-block house here, but there is a possibility, so I want you to be prepared for that. These 3 tenants are always random per playthrough, so you're going to have different people, different requirements. Make the smallest area house you can. So for us, we're going to make the 4-area house that costs 1900, and we're probably just going to make it for Radamil there. That's the first guy on the list, easy enough to do. He doesn't require any special items, very simple. At the bottom there, you'll notice that the second person has an additional requirement. That's a bed with the gold crown symbol next to it. There are items in your category, your shop screen, that are denoted with that gold crown symbol. And so if someone wants one of the gold crown symbol beds, you have to buy one of the items from the catalog that is a gold crown symbol. In fact, I might just do that one so you see what I mean. So we're going to actually take care of the middle person, the girl there, and build her a house. So we need a 4-area house, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So use the first slot to build the foundation. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to select the door wall and put it on the front. Then we're going to select the regular wall and build the walls all the way around. Now we're going to build the roof. And then we're going to put a door in. With that done, that's weird. There we go. With the door in, we're going to bring up our left bumper radial menu, select altar, and select wood, and go to town, filling in all of the wood. With that done, we're going to exit out of the house, hit right bumper, right trigger all the way over to buildings, and then select the rent sign here, that's for 0 coins. Press A. I actually recommend before you do, use the right D-pad to move to a slot that isn't occupied, because the game sometimes glitches out by pressing A in your shop if you have an item selected in your inventory down below. So if you're going to buy things from the shop, try to remember to move your inventory cursor to a slot that's not occupied. So press A on the rent sign whenever you're ready, and you'll see it brings up this little bowl with a sign. It has to go on the doorway. So as you can see, ours kind of snapped and is blue there. That means it's placeable, so go ahead and place it there. And now you will see that you can run up to the rent sign and press right trigger, and it'll tell you if you've met the requirements for someone to move in. So we're trying to do the girl in the center there, whose name I am not going to try to butcher. And you can see that the house is ready. Generally, the house being ready means that it has floors that are filled in, walls that are filled in, ceilings that are filled in, and a door. If you have windows frames, you have to put windows in, but I don't bother with that. And I don't recommend splitting up the floor plan. This is why I make boxes, basically. Because I was trying to do a house and I was building like walls in the center, and the game thought I was splitting up the foundation, and it wouldn't let me build, consider the house ready. So if you're having issues with the house being ready, there are really two things to keep in mind. Don't split up your floor plan with walls, and later on, if someone requests the garden spots have to be placed for the house to be ready. That's only going to come up once more than likely, but I did want to make a note in case you are, jumping off on your own and you have trouble. Generally, as long as the floor plan is open, all of the walls, ceiling, and floors are filled in, and there's a door and slash windows if you have placed them, you're good to rent out the house as long as you put the rent sign on it as well. But we're going to use this, and as you can see, it tells us we got 4 out of 4 for house area. We only have 750 of the needed 1900 coin cost, and we don't have any of the additional requirements. Now, if you were to press select, you'll notice it doesn't tell us where the requirements are being met or not met, which is why the rent sign can be important. It gives you more details about how close you are to meeting a requirement. As you can see, it just says we need a house of 4, a house cost of 1900, etc. It's not saying 0 out of 1 or 4 out of 4 or whatever. That's why we place the rent sign, and it's easier to keep track of all that. What we need to do now is we need to buy one of those gold crown beds and a normal closet and place it inside. So open up your catalog. We're going to left trigger to the bedroom, select a bed, and we need to buy one of the more expensive crown beds. Sorry, I worded that wrong. Just buy a bed that has the crown symbol on it. It doesn't need to be expensive. They are generally going to be more expensive because I'm pretty sure that just denotes like royal quality. So we're just going to buy the first one here, and we're going to place it anywhere. Orientation does not matter. We actually don't need to make the place livable. Just pile everything inside, and now we're going to open our inventory, and we need to buy a closet. We're going to just buy our trusty 50 coin closet. Drop it in, and go back to the rent sign. Now you'll see we have everything completed except for the cost. And I have a very easy way to build up the cost. And it's the reason why I told you not to keep upgrading using the skill tree, because if you lower the cost, this item's cost becomes more difficult to do math with. What I mean is, hit right bumper, hit right trigger to go to miscellaneous, select paintings and mirrors, and this very first item here is like a deer head plaque or trophy of some sort, and it costs 300 coins. It is very small, so you can place a ton of them very easily, and the 300 coins are pretty easy to do math with. If you buy the skill tree upgrade, I believe that lowers costs, it eventually goes down to 210, which is a little bit harder to do math with. That's all I'm saying. If you don't mind doing the math with 210, it's easier to keep it at 300, which is why I don't bother with the skill tree. What you're going to do is press A on this, and keep in mind that it usually is oriented the other way when you pop in. What we need to do is just place 3 of them on the wall. So 1, 2, 3, real quick there. Check the sign, and now we're at 1900 out of 1900. Everything is good, so we can use the left analog to select her, press A, and then press A on rent a house to rent it out. That should get you an achievement. The Landlord achievement, number 13 of 36 for renting your first home, getting us to 351 out of 1000 total. Go ahead and choose back to house. There's nothing really else that happened. Nothing else here that happened. And real quick, you can actually see that our rent went up there at the top of the screen. We have 95 rent sitting in that bowl. And you can get a max of 475 in there at once. The renting system is a little weird where people will stay there and pay you every time period. I don't know exactly when that is. They leave the money in this bowl on the front of the house. But at the same time, they're usually damaging the house while they stay there. Once the house becomes too damaged, rent will no longer come in. In your regular town, you can hire someone to clean the houses and run around and get rent. But for the purposes of this playthrough, we're not really going to have to deal with that at all. I just wanted to point it out. As you can see, it actually went up again there. So it's got to be like every minute or so. But anyways, go back to the house. You can run forward to get a couple more tutorials. One of them is about getting resources here, like a lumberjack or a woodcutter's hut and a quarry. You can run into the tutorial here about enlarging your property. We will be doing that eventually, but not yet. Run in and we'll get a couple more tutorials, and it's not really worth worrying about. We'll touch on all of this later. Run over to the bulletin board, and we're going to grab the 2 new quests. Go ahead and press up on the D-pad, and we're going to start dungeon. First things first, go ahead and hit LB to bring up your radial menu, and go select the torch. On the right side of this hallway are going to be torches to light, 5 in total, so just work your way down the hallway lighting everything as you go. When you get up to the intersection here, go left. There's a torch in here. There's 2 on either side of the Iron Maiden over here. And then there's a 9th and final one on the right. So interact with that and get it. Press B to get rid of your torch and start grabbing everything over here. The big desk is grabbable. I actually missed it on one of my other runs, so just an FYI. If you do drop any crates, bring them back to the beginning. I haven't had, again, any issues with items glitching through the floor. I know on some of the other Renovator games, running around could be dangerous, but I haven't run into that problem. So bring the crates back whenever they drop. Make sure you are using the Y button to highlight everything. And you'll notice 2 notes. One under the hand of the body on the ground. That's note number 1 of 7. And one on the table over here. Note number 2 of 7. Go ahead and repair the 2 benches or stools here. And again, the nails can be somewhat annoying. And then place the first one and repair the other. Once you place this, press B, your hammer automatically disappears. There's some roaches in the middle here, so go ahead and grab them. And there's 2 spiked wooden boards. Grab both of them. And then on the left side of the intersection is the chair where they go. Go ahead and place them, and then turn to your right to get a note that's sitting on the ground. That's note number 3. Now go straight ahead. They'll get 2 barrels that are behind the Iron Maiden, and then click on both sides to open it. There will be a note hanging inside, which is note number 4, and some keys. Turn around, and you'll get cobwebs above the exit, so go ahead and grab those before walking forward. There's going to be a stain here, so we're going to grab that. Walk down the hall, and you'll see a cobweb on the right. This can be difficult to see if you don't use the Y button. And then just work your way down the hall, cleaning up everything as you go. Clean this other stain here. And then enter this second cell coming from that direction. So I count this one to be the first and this to be the second. We're going to enter the second. We're going to try to grab all of the rats in here. which again, somehow rats give us crates. Not sure how that works. But try to grab all of the rats. Grab the crate, and there are 2 notes on the ground in here. Note number 5 there, and note number 6. Exit this cell and go and open the other one. Before you do anything, run straight forward and get note number 7 on the ground by the skeleton. Then grab the items next to you and turn around and grab the crate, and that should finish the level. Again, if you have any notes that you need to get, or any crates of materials that dropped, clean them up before you move on. Otherwise, head back to the house. Press up on the D-pad when you spawn in, and we're going to do the Become a Master of Your Craft quest. When you spawn in, turn all the way around, run down this hallway, and take a right at the end, and you'll see a chest over here. Interact with it. That gives you the one and only collectible in this level, and now we're going to run back out. Go ahead and switch to your hammer. There's a couple of stumps and benches to destroy, so run around and get them. And then there are 11 total garbage items on the ground here, so just work your way around, grabbing all of them. I apologize, my voice is starting to go here. As we're cleaning everything up, you're going to get the Sometimes There Just Aren't Enough Stones 1 achievement, which is number 14 of 36 for collecting 36 stones, getting you to 378 out of 1,000 total. And you may get a crate or 2 to drop. Again, make sure you bring them to the cart. But there's not really, there should only be 1 or 2 crates on this level. The rest of this level is just building this castle. And that's why we have our inventory filled down below. First things first, select the very first slot and press A. And we're going to run over to the green spots and place 1, 2, 3, and 4. That gets us to 4 of 73. We're going to move to the 5th inventory and press A. And we're going to place it there for 5, there for 6, there for 7. That gives us 7 out of 73. For whatever reason, it didn't give us this one in our inventory. So hit the right bumper, press A, and we're going to scroll down to the wall section and get down to this 300 coin wall that has 2 windows on it. Select an empty slot in your inventory and press Y to add it to the inventory. We're going to need to use this a couple times, so adding it to your inventory now is a good idea. Press B to back out, press A to select it, and then place it over there to get to 8 out of 73. Now we're going to select slot 4 here, and we're going to go down and to the right, and we're going to place 6 of these here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we need to place them on the other side as well. So that'll be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't worry if you place them out of order, it eventually catches up. That gets us to 20 out of 73. Now we're going to move to slot 3, and we're going to put them up top, and there are 14 total, 7 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That gets us to 34 out of 73. Now we need to select the piece we added. I'm sorry. Nope, slot 2. My bad. We need slot 2. Place one right up here, and then drop down and place a second there. And now we need to go to the other side to place a third and a fourth. I apologize, got a little bit ahead of myself there. And now we need to select. That gets us to 38. We need to select the piece we added to our inventory. And we're going to add 1, 2, 3, and add a fourth here. Otherwise, it has you come back to add the fourth there, and it's not really worth it. So add all 4 of them around here, and then switch one to the left, which I believe is slot number 9. Yes, slot number 9, and we have a ladder to place here. Go up, and we're going to place another one. Then go over here on the left side to place 1 and 2 more stairs. Then turn around and go to the right side, the other end, to place 1 and 2 more stairs. Switch to slot 6, which is this one, and we're going to place 8 of these along the top here. That gets us to 56 out of 73. We're going to switch to slot 7. We need to add 3 doors here. Sorry, I went to the wrong one. So place 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. That gets us to 59 of 73. And we're on to the last step. So any crates that you need to move, do it. Any doors, or if you still need the chest, go ahead and grab that. We're going to move to slot 7 here. Or 8, excuse me, slot 8. And we have some windows to put in. 7 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll go to the other side, and this is going to end it. So again, if you have anything to do, take care of it now. Otherwise, we can head back to the house when we're done. Run forward, we're gonna grab a page off the bulletin board here, get a new quest. We need the Carpenter needed quest. This is kind of funny because now we remember that area we destroyed everything. The guy that we destroyed everything is like, I need to hire someone to repair everything that was destroyed. So this one is a bit of a pain because of how much we have to buy things. So what we're gonna do is turn around immediately and follow this path for a bit. This level is probably going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. It is one of the longer ones, but mostly just because of how big it is. It's not very complicated. Once the path starts to turn sharp to the left here, turn right, and you'll see this rock formation over here, and eventually the closer you get, a hole will appear. Go inside, and you're going to find chest number 1 of 3. Go ahead and grab the gold and return to the path and return to the spot where you spawned in. So first things first, we're going to work on the stuff we have outside, and then we'll go and work on the stuff inside. So hit right bumper, right trigger to garden, select plants, and we're going to select this 50-cent planter, or 50 coin planter, the third one in the row there. Press A, we're going to plant one there and there. You get the idea. We're going to be putting them in where all the silhouettes are. And then we're going to run to the end and plant the 4 over here too, just because it's easier than switching to the benches and having to redo the planters once we come back over here. So go ahead, and once the planters are done, press B, hit the right bumper, left trigger to the kitchen, go to chairs, and just select this very first 100 coin option, and you can just drop them in the silhouette. You don't actually need to reorient them. And then we're going to bring the benches over to these 4 spots as well. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and run straight and take a right. We're going to go to that house where we found our first chest the first time we were here. And we're going to be buying a lot of tables, chairs, cabinets, beds, etc. So we're actually going to add them to our hotbar. So first things first, go to bedroom, go to beds, and we're going to add this 50-cent bed to the very first slot. So go ahead and hit Y on it. Now select the second slot, press B to back out of your bed page, hit down to select closets, or get the closets however you can, and we're going to select the 50 coin one, and we're going to hit Y to put that in our second slot. Press right on the D-pad to select the third slot, press B, select shelvings, and we're going to go down and select this 50 coin shelving in the third row, and press Y to add it to the third slot. Press B, press right trigger, go to tables, press right on the D-pad to select the fourth inventory slot, select this 50 coin table, press Y to add it to the inventory so you have it on the hotbar, then press B, press down, press A to open the chairs page, press right on the D-pad to select your fifth inventory slot, and press Y on the 50 coin chair in the second row. That should be everything we need, but anything else isn't that popular. So now we just need to place things. So we need a table here, so select the table. We're going to need a chair there, so select that. We're going to need a... sorry, I forgot what they're called. Let me just... a shelving. Sorry about that. I keep calling these dressers even though they're closets. Go upstairs. We're going to put one of the closets. Right. Closets there. Slot 2, probably best for me to just say slot 2, slot 1. And then we're going to place... oh, actually, we can't use that bed, so apologies for that. We will have to use the 100 coin bed. So go ahead and select the first slot where we have the bed. Select that third bed in the first row, the lighter colored one, and press Y to replace the other bed. That's why we weren't using that one. Anyways, once you have that selected, place a bed there. And that's everything we need in here, so we're going to jump off. And we're going to run all the way to that other building that had the troublesome items from the first time we were here. And again, we're going to have a bunch of things to replace. So go ahead. We're going to place a dresser. Or a closet, excuse me. We'll place a table. We'll place 2 chairs here. We'll place... shelvings. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that. Go upstairs, we'll place a dresser here. We'll turn around, we'll place a shelving there, and we'll place a bed here. With that done, we can go downstairs, and there's nothing in the 2 sheds we have to worry about, so we can just go straight to the main house. So run inside, we don't have to worry about that side door this time. We're going to grab a shelving and place it there, and then we're going to drop a closet there, and we're going to go upstairs. Go ahead and place a bed here, place a dresser, or a closet there, excuse me, I'm going to keep saying that because I'm an idiot. Place a table there and 2 chairs. Then go up the stairs. We're going to place a dresser here. Turn around and place a dresser there. Turn around and place a dresser here. We're going to place a bed here. Turn around and we're going to place another bed here, a dresser there, and a shelving there. And that's everything we need to do. That's 45 out of 45, so we don't even need to go up any further. I actually don't think we can get through that door anyways. Once you're set, we're going to go down the stairs. Once we get outside here, hold left bumper, select alter, and hit right trigger, and you're good to go. Walk up to the house, the wall of the house, hit right trigger, and you change the entire house instantly. If only it were that easy. Walk up to the fence and do the same thing, hit right trigger. We're going to run to the right here to this house, and we're going to alter it. We could have done this while we were over here, but it's easier to do everything at the same time. Hit the really tall gate, hit this shed here, hit this house here, and turn around. We're going to hit this tower over here. we have to hit everything once just to change the appearance, and then we'll turn and we'll hit that first house we went into, and that will end our foray over in this section. So now you should have 45 of 45 for placed furniture and accessories, 6 out of 6, 1 out of 1, 1 out of 1, and we're good to go. Turn over to this exit, and we're going to walk up the path until we get to a blocked section of it. And you can see we need to unlock the road, whatever that means. Go ahead and get out your axe and hit that tree there. Don't worry too much about the logs here. Generally, you're going to lose something rolling down the hill. It's just going to happen. You can try running around to make sure you always get all of the logs, but honestly, it's not worth it. That one's rolling away. I'm not going to bother. There's one more tree up here. It's not that big of a deal if you don't get all the logs from here. Once you get the 3 trees done, use your destroy hammer to smash everything else, and then grab everything else that's sitting on the ground here. The logs aren't considered garbage, so you don't have to worry about them rolling away. You should have 6 garbage pieces here, so go ahead and grab them. Once you're all done, you can continue up the hill. If you did get a crate, grab it, because the cart is up here. If you got more than 1 crate, I'm sorry, you'll have to run back, or you can just abandon one of them and leave it back there. It's not really that big of a deal. Run all the way in. Take a right, and we're going to grab everything on the road here. We did spawn a crate now, and perfect, because we're right next to the cart. And again, grab everything that's sitting here. Turn around, and we're going to enter the center building and climb the ladder all the way up to get another chest. Go ahead and grab the gold and just drop all the way down, or as far as you can. We need to get all the way back down to the bottom. Go out the front and get to your cart, and then turn to the right over here. We're going to go in a door on this end. So we still have to get 40 garbage, and we have to open windows, and the open windows can glitch. Just an FYI, we're going to try to glitch it again, but I will show you how to complete it if the glitch doesn't work. So walk inside, go up the stairs here. Take a right, ignore the stuff on the ground for now, and run over here and grab all the items here. There should be 4, I believe. Once you have all the items here, make your way back here and grab the items on the ground over here as well. Then take a left, and when you get to this barrel, pick it up and turn left. We're going to open this window here, and then immediately close it. And you'll notice that the open window thing glitched. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you just have to run around and open 40 windows. Both wings of this area have openable windows, but anything to the right of these two, so these ones and these ones can be opened, but anything to the right cannot be. And the same goes down there. The first 2 sections of window down there can be opened, and anything in the middle cannot, just an FYI. So if that glitch doesn't work for you, you just have to run around and open 40 windows. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe takes another minute. The reason we opened this one, as you can see, is there's a chest out on the walkway. So again, open the chest, grab what's inside, and then you can back up, and we just need to continue our way around the top floor here, grabbing all of the garbage. I am going to take care of the crates, even though we probably could just leave them and be fine. You never know. But as I said earlier, some of these material things will happen differently for you. As you just saw, we lost some wood because uh, it rolled down the hill, and it's not really worth running down the hill to get it. So if you were able to get all the wood from those trees, then you're going to have more wood than I am. And although we already have the wood achievements, that's why there's some variability in when some of the resource achievements will unlock for you. Again, just keep working your way around the top. And once you get into this corner, you're basically done. Make sure you have all of the crates and any of the chests done. And once you have this last piece of garbage, you finish the quest. And that's it. Again, if you need to stay, feel free. Otherwise, head back to the house. And we're actually going to stop here. That's going to be the end of our first part. If you have any questions for me, as always, you can reach out to me. We actually only have 2 levels left. And then we have basically the grind of renting out 30 houses. So the 2 levels are probably 15 to 20 minutes apiece, and then it's going to take us probably just over an hour to grind out the houses, and then we'll be done. So, I mean, we're looking at probably just over 3 hours, maybe between 3 and 3.5 overall. So, we're making good time. Obviously, I don't expect you to always keep up with how quickly I do things, because this is my 3rd or 4th time through the game now, having made the guide and played through on my own. So if you have any questions or comments for me, as always, reach out to me. But if not, I will see you guys in part 2.